Right, my name is Peter, and here we have today Dio and Nesile from Campus Life.
Yes.
Now, guys, tell me, what is this Campus Life card?
Campus Life card is both a prepaid card and a loyalty card.
Okay, now tell me about it. Where did the concept come from? How did this come all about?
Well, the concept of Campus Life Student Loyalty Card came out from an experience that I had at the University of Dodoma, where I took my bachelor's degree there. There are cases of riot, there are cases of boycott from the university students. The main reasons behind these boycotts are mostly the financial problems that university students face. By the research that I did, I've realized that it's not that the money that the students get from the students' higher learning institutions, like the loans board, the students' loans board is not enough. The issue is students don't know how to manage that money, those funds that they receive as loans. So I had to come up with a solution, and I realized a card is the best option. Like, a student should have a card which is going to help them, him or her, to manage the funds that they get. So the card, you get the money from the loans board, which goes into your bank account. But if you want to save it and if you want to manage it, you need to have the Campus Life Student Loyalty Card.
Interesting. So what you're saying is basically the challenge is, as a student, it's hard to manage your cash. You get a lump sum, and then you just can't be able to manage the cash. So basically, what you're trying to solve is about this challenge. So how are you addressing that? How are you going about with the card? How are you addressing solving this challenge?
Well, parents, even the students themselves, who receive the money from the students' loans board, as you mentioned, they get the lump sum. But most of them have the spirit to save. But they fail to save because most of them have never even had that kind of lump sum. So in order to do that, we tell them, with this card, you can put in, for instance, you want to save money or you want to budget your meals funds. So, for instance, you want to have like 100,000 Tanzanian shillings, which is equivalent to about $50 USD. So once the student loads up the funds into the card, these funds are going to be used only on the point of sales at the restaurants at a certain university. There is no way this student is going to use that money into beer or into giving to a girlfriend as a gift. This money is going to be precisely used for food. Exactly. You're not going to use that money to go to a club. So in that system, in the system that manages the card, you can say 100,000 Tanzanian shillings is for food. You can say $20 is for stationaries, which are the key issues in the universities. But the students overutilize them, overspend them, and that's why they go broke and life goes miserable.
Just to add more points there, so we have mechanisms set for both students and parents to add more cash onto the card. So parents can send money via M-Pesa, Tigo Pesa, and other mechanisms that are used to send money. And students can literally do the same thing, because sometimes they get money from the loan school, students' loan school. So they withdraw them and they can use the usual methods like M-Pesa, Tigo Pesa to put money to the card. So it's easy for them, because when the money is outside the card, they can't manage it. So they have to put it inside, which they have to use those.
Yeah, and the M-Pesa, the Tigo Pesas are the mobile payment systems that we currently have in the country. So to make it easy for parents to load money into the card, the parent can just send the money from a mobile phone and say this is for food.
Very good. Interesting. So basically, I have my cards, I get mobile money, I top it up, and then, of course, as you mentioned earlier, I can only be using it for a designated outlet. So maybe the campus cafeteria, the local bookshop in campus, or as you mentioned about loyalty, maybe outside, the vendors who've signed up to be able to provide these services. So fine, this sounds fantastic. Now, you're looking at getting funds to be able to run this project.
Definitely.
How do you expect to generate money from this card?
Well, first, we're not providing this card for free. So we're selling it for $10,000, which is like around 5 USDs, American dollars. And every time a student uses a card, we have a transaction fee there. So we're getting money out of that. and then for promotion purposes, because we have a database of 100,000 students' informations into a portal. So we business people, they can come to us and we give them an opportunity to promote their products like at par, because these days you have a technology, messages, push notifications.
Okay.
Usually see your phone, all of a sudden you get a pop-up on your phone, a Tigo message saying now you get 3 gigs for free. So we're going to do the same thing for business people, but towards students.
Fantastic. So this sounds very exciting. So essentially, I'll be able to, of course, get this for 10,000, say $5,
Yeah.
and I go to the till over there, and I run, and there's a small fee out of that.
Yes.
And of course, as you said, there's a marketing platform that comes along with that.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, is this card ready, or is this something that you guys are still maybe in the garage, still working on it, and it's still a concept?
Oh yes, the card is ready, but for some reasons we've decided to start with phases. Just to dig a bit more in that, we've decided to start in Dodoma. Why? First, it's a capital city, and in Dodoma we have a few universities compared to the rest of them, and so we have considered it as our pilot study region. So we have over 200 students registered and have a card already. We've managed to agree with a few vendors. We have a very famous gym in Dodoma, Bunge Gym. Students can go there and use the card, and interest fee of 3,000 instead of 5, and students can simply pay 50 for a month instead of 90,000, which is actually quite good. And then other places.
Okay, fine. Sounds good. Now, well, this still it's still in the oven cooking. Now, how long does this take? The pilots, as you say, when do you expect now to roll out nationwide to all the colleges, the universities, to basically all the higher institutions?
Well, as a private company, there are some regulations that we are supposed to follow. For instance, we're dealing with people's finances, we're dealing with people's funds. So the Bank of Tanzania, for instance, has a regulation that we need to have a partnership with a bank, or there's some legal aspects that we really need to finalize. So, and as he saying, this is a pilot project, and there are some infrastructures that we really need to get them
To
put them in place. So, and an inspiration is about 9 to 12 months that this project is going to be fully running.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now that sounds good. Of course, admin issues have to be there, regulations have to be there in place, and of course you have to make sure that you've got your partner in place. Now, I'm interested. Now, here I am. I'm a student. How do I go about getting it? Where do I go, and how do I access it so I can be able to jump in there and be ready when you go live?
Well, so you're a student. Most students these days have smartphones. So you either, if you have an Android phone, you should go to the Play Store and you download our application, which will direct you to a registration form. So you'll be required to put in your name, which will appear on the card right here, and you'll be required to upload a photo, which has to be placed on the card for vendors or any other people to identify you if you're a legal owner of the card, and other details. Well, you also be required to upload your ID, a soft copy, and you simply take a picture and upload it. Why? Because we need to verify if you are truly a student. Though we are currently working with students as ambassadors from every college in the country, well, at the moment in Dodoma, so they're helping us to verify these information. So apart from a mobile application, you could simply go to our website, which is www.campuslife.co.tz, and once you land there, we have a big button just on the right. We have a seal as a picture on the web, so you click on the button and it directs you to a portal where you now need to register. So we have a login form once you land on the registration portal, so you need to click on the registration button in order, if you are a new member. But if you have already registered, you simply log in.
Excellent. So fine, this sounds good. So basically, essentially very easy. I go to Android and I do a search, Campus Life. I load the app on my phone,
Yeah.
and I go ahead and register. And of course, I can always go to your website. You said campuslife.co.tz.
Yes.
Wow. Very exciting. Wish you all the best, and thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks.
All right.